Bagram, founded as Alexandria on the Caucasus and known in medieval times as Kapisa, is a small town and seat in Bagram District in Parwan Province of Afghanistan, about 60 kilometers north of the capital Kabul. It is the site of an ancient city located at the junction of the Ghorband and Panjshir Valley, near today's city of Charikar, Afghanistan. The location of this historical town made it a key passage from ancient India along the Silk Road, leading westwards through the mountains towards Bamiyan. History: it is unknown when the site was originally settled. In the mid-6th century BC, Cyrus the Great of the Persian Achaemenid dynasty destroyed the city as part of his campaign against the Sarkar nomads in the region. The town, however, was soon rebuilt by his successor Darius I in the 320s BC. Alexander the Great captured the city and established a fortified colony named Alexandria of the Caucasus. The new town, laid out in the Hippodamian plan, or iron grid pattern, a hallmark of Greek city planning, had brick walls reinforced with towers at the angles. The central street was bordered with shops and workshops. After his death in 323 BC, the city passed to his general Seleucus, who traded it with the Morians of India in 305 BC. After the Morians were overthrown by the Shunga dynasty in 185 BC, the Greco-Bactrian kingdom invaded and conquered northwestern India with an army led by Demdrysi of Bactria. Alexandria became a capital of the Eucratidian Indo-Greek kingdom after they were driven out of Bactria by the Yuezhi in 140 BC. Bagram became the capital of the Kushan Empire in the 1st century. From here they invaded and conquered Peshawar in the south. The Bagram treasure, as it has been called, is indicative of intense commercial exchanges between all the cultural centers of the classical time, with the Kushan Empire at the junction of the land and sea trade between the east and west. However, the works of art found in Bagram are either quite purely Hellenistic, Roman, Chinese or Indian, with only little indications of the cultural syncretism found in Greco-Buddhist art. Bagram under the Morian Empire =. While the Diadochi were warring amongst themselves, the Morian Empire was developing in the northern part of the Indian subcontinent. The founder of the empire, Chandragupta Maurya, confronted a Macedonian invasion force led by Seleucus I in 305 BC, and following a brief conflict, an agreement was reached as Seleucus ceded Gandhara and Arachosia and areas south of Bagram to the Morians. During the 120 years of the Morians in southern Afghanistan, Buddhism was introduced and eventually became a major religion alongside Zoroastrianism and local pagan beliefs. The ancient Grand Trunk Road was built linking what is now Kabul to various cities in the Punjab and the Gangetic Plain. Commerce, art, and architecture developed during this period. It reached its high point under Emperor Ashoka, whose edicts, roads, and rest stops were found throughout the subcontinent. Although the vast majority of them throughout the subcontinent were written in Prakrit, Afghanistan is notable for the inclusion of 2 Greek and Aramaic ones alongside the court language of the Morians. Inscriptions made by the Morian Emperor Ashoka, a fragment of Edict 13 in Greek, as well as a full edict, written in both Greek and Aramaic, has been discovered in Kandahar. It is said to be written in excellent classical Greek, using sophisticated philosophical terms. In this edict, Ashoka uses the word Eusebia as the Greek translation for the ubiquitous Dharma of his other edicts written in Prakrit. 10 years having been completed, King Pyadas made known piety to men. And from this moment he has made men more pious, and everything thrives throughout the whole world. And the king abstains from living beings, and other men and those who huntsmen and fishermen of the king have desisted from hunting. And if some intemperate, they have ceased from their intemperance as was in their power. And obedient to their father and mother and to the elders, in opposition to the past also in the future, by so acting on every occasion, they will live better and more happily. The last ruler in the region was probably Subhagasana, who, in all probability, belonged to the Ashvaka background. Recent history. Bagram hosts the strategic Bagram Airfield, from which most U.S. air activity in Afghanistan takes place. The runway was built in 1976, and it was a Soviet air base from 1979 to 1989. There is also a provincial reconstruction team which is led by the U.S. Bagram is also the location of the Parwan detention facility. This detention facility was the last prison in Afghanistan under management of the U.S. It was handed back to the Afghan government on March 25, 2013. The detention center had earlier come into the attention of the news media as it was claimed that prisoners were tortured. At the time of the handover of the facility, human rights groups like Amnesty International have raised concerns about the treatment of prisoners there. References and footnotes. Afghanistan, Hidden Treasures from the National Museum, Kabul. Eds. Friedrich Hebert and Pierre Cambon. National Geographic, Washington, D.C. ISBN 978-1-4262-0374-9. External links, Map of Bagram and the surrounding area, Afghanistan Information Management Service, Human Rights First. And Due Process, an examination of detention and trials of Bagram detainees in Afghanistan in April 2009, Human Rights First. Arbitrary Justice, Trial of Guantanamo and Bagram detainees in Afghanistan.